again, thank you for giving me a couple of minutes to talk about this new and exciting and different project. So again, how are you?
Oh, very good. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, thank you. So the first thing that strikes me or that caught my attention about your character is the physical transformation. You are practically unrecognizable. So how was it to go into a character that looks so different from you? So does that affect your interpretation?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we spent a lot of time with the prosthetics design, the makeup, the costume, Trish Somerville, who really helped to form Tamakti June in the beginning. We spent a lot of time on the physicality of this man and the references to like Attila the Hun and to the Shaolin monastery in Asia and to
Interesting.
very very sort of what are the extreme warriors, what do they look like, and how it helped me develop the character and actually putting on the makeup and the face and the clothing helped me develop the voice for him and this kind of strange accent that he has. You don't know if he's European, if he's American, if where is he, sort of timeless. And so it just all came together in this kind of weird collage of references from all over. And it was so exciting and fun because not many characters go through this kind of transformation, on the show. So I was very lucky to have that, to have those tools.
I agree 100% with you. Interesting. So Tamakti Yun is really creepy. It's like a scary character.
Yeah.
How do you approach a character? We talk about the physical aspect now, about the emotional aspect. How do you approach a character who has to project himself as a villain or as an antagonist, but at the same time he has this justifiable ideas or motivation? So he simply responds to a superior. How was it to go into the emotional aspect of the character?
Well, I sort of took it as faith, when you delve and you believe in something completely, it sort of goes, if the faith is telling you, you have to go this way, you go this way. Now that could be a problem, as we find in season 2 or the end of season 1. His devotion got him in trouble. And yet it doesn't mean he's a bad guy. He just devoted and he did everything 100%. And he was professional and he was lethal about getting his objective because of his belief. And that belief came from Queen Kane, who is this psychopath. And so once he realizes that, do we have the power within our belief to change ourselves? And to me, the faith, the belief in himself, it became that. It's like, okay, now I have to go inward, and can I change this? And will I change this? Or will I just end my life? And as we'll see, there was a moment where he's between life and death, when he was stabbed by Boots at the end of season 1, where, he was supposed to die. And in a way he did. And he came back to life, in a different way.
You couldn't explain it better. I agree 100% about his devotion to his commanding leader. So this is a very different series and even complicated in presenting a future commanded by a blind community, or projecting that reality of living in a world in the world of the blind. So as actors, you have to change or adapt your body language or your movements to suit your surroundings. And I understand that in order to achieve that, what the producers and director wanted, you had to go through a boot camp. So what did you learn?
Yeah.
What did you learn in this boot camp, and how do you perceive or see the blind community now that you have to play one in
yeah, well, it really opened my eyes, no, every pun intended, I guess, to a disadvantaged community, where when we hear disadvantaged, we think less, or that they have a problem, or there's something that we need to help them. And yes, there are certain legislative and certain other issues that we can do really much better at to help different disadvantaged communities, but really they also contain a huge advantage, is what I learned. The blind community, the other senses are so much higher than ours. The sighted community is with their hearing, the smelling, the taste. I asked Joe Strachey, the blind consultant on the show, and I said, if you could have your sight back, would you have it back? And he said, absolutely not.
Oh, wow.
I have, my world is so visceral and so full and rich. I wouldn't trade it for the eyes, you know. And I that was my deep respect has really increased highly because of it.
Excellent. Thank you. My time is up, and I'm looking forward to see what will happen with
Thank you.
Tomacti June and
Yeah.
everyone in the show. Great show, great performance, and I admire your work. Thank you very much. And again, stay safe and healthy wherever you are. Gracias.
Thank you, sir.